From Via Benefits by WTW, welcome to Ion 65, a podcast for employers and plan sponsors looking to elevate their retiree healthcare benefits. Today, I'm speaking with Randy Mayberry about his experiences in choosing a plan in the individual marketplace, premiums, and more. I had the pleasure of speaking with Randy a couple of years ago, and I'm excited to check back in with him today. Welcome. It's so great to reconnect with you.
I'll say the same. Thank you.
So are you going on about 5 years retirement now? Does that sound right?
Officially retired 3 years ago. I've continued to work on a consulting agreement, but I retired 3 years ago in April.
I see. But then when you came on to receive your retiree medical benefits, that was a little bit longer ago.
It was May of 2020.
Oh, wow. So you were a brand new retiree when we first spoke.
As brand new as I could be.
So how's it been? 3 years? There's a lot that has happened in these last 3 years. We had an entire pandemic. Have you been able to go out, do, and enjoy your retirement since then?
I have thoroughly enjoyed my retirement, but I still go to work every day. I'm not quite ready to hang it up completely. And I feel like I can still contribute somewhat and kind of the best of both worlds. And as of today, I become Social Security eligible. And I know I've been eligible for years, but I turned 70 this month, so I'll start drawing Social Security. So
happy early birthday.
Thank you.
That is wonderful. Well, that's great. That's great to hear. So another benefit that you've been working for your entire life coming to fruition. So if you could take us back, tell me, how long were you with the employer who's providing you via benefits as a benefit?
I started here in 1985, and then I retired in 2020, just shy of my 35th anniversary.
Wow. So you really were loyal to the company, and in turn, they offered you retiree medical. Was that always a given, a retiree medical benefit, or was there ever any concern that might not be available to you upon retirement?
It was never a concern.
Yeah, because nowadays it's no longer really a guarantee. Not necessarily in your scenario, but not many active employees even think that might be an option available to them. And it could be even a benefit that prospective employees might be interested in when looking at a prospective employer. So tell me, every year, do you stay with the same plan? Do you reevaluate your options? What has your annual enrollment process looked like over the years?
Okay, well, let's back up to the year I retired, 2020, and I sat down with my HR people, and they told me about the Via Benefits Group. He walked me through. Anytime you reach that stage in your life and you start signing up for Medicare, there's a lot of uncertainties because it's complicated, but once you start diving into it, it's not as complicated as you might think. But it went through a fairly significant questionnaire. I've been very, very comfortable with the decision we reached. I've been on Medicare Advantage. I did change after my first year, which was really driven by the very fact that, instead of paying a $25 monthly premium, I'm with a zero premium. And I've been very well pleased with Medicare Advantage in totality. So I go back to my initial interview, was given good advice.
And when you changed plans after year one, was that something that you actively were seeking, looking to see if there was anything different available to you, or was it some kind of communication that you received from Via Benefits to potentially reevaluate?
Probably the latter. It's just something, is it October, you start looking forward to the renewal of your plan. And again, I think it was as simple as the monthly premium. I said, look, why do I want to pay a $25 premium when I can get brand X for zero? I maintain a healthy lifestyle, and I do what they advise. Your vaccinations when you hit 65 and your annual physical, and so far so good. I've got nothing but good advice.
when you were an active employee, you were on a group benefit plan. And there is thought around having retirees on the group plan as well, because that's what retirees know, that's what they're comfortable, but then changing it so that they are selecting from a marketplace rather than receiving group benefits. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think you can look at the marketplace and choose a plan that best suits your needs as opposed to a group plan. Again, I'm 70 years old. I'll be 70 in 2 weeks. I still maintain a very active lifestyle. I'm not ready to go sit in a chair and sit on the sofa all day.
Do you think that your generation is unique, that you might be among one of the first set of retirees? You've been around technology and you've been around this rapid pace of change. And so many people your age still live very active lifestyles. Do you think that's unique this day and age among your age group, or has it always been that way and there's just been a misconception around it?
I think we're my generation is unique in that if you take care of yourself, you can expect to live to be 95 or 100. Whether that's smoking cessation. I mean, you folks don't smoke like they used to. A lot of folks don't drink like they used to. Folks are going to live longer. That's my theory. I think this generation is going to live longer than previous generations.
I think you're right, and I hope you're right. But you bring up a good point. There seems to be a lot more awareness around health in general, health and wellness, and activities that you can either begin or give up to help prolong your life. Is there anything that you have changed since retiring, whether you've stopped doing a certain activity or started doing a certain activity with that in mind?
I've lived a fairly healthy lifestyle for several decades. So.
Fair enough. And what about taking up new activities, hobbies, sports?
I'm just a habitual walker. I have been for 4 decades or 5 decades. When I was young, I played basketball, I played volleyball. I did a lot of activities. I still enjoy it. I still play golf, but I'm content with just an everyday normal amount of exercise. I mean, obviously, when you're 70, you're not out playing basketball and volleyball every day, but I can still get out and walk 18 holes of golf and enjoy that, and I'm very happy doing that. So, but I maintain a pretty healthy, active lifestyle.
That is amazing. So it sounds like you've always been relatively healthy and just carrying it on into retirement. So that's wonderful. What about, do you have any need, or do you look into supplemental benefits? So some retirees that I've spoken with take advantage of silver sneakers or other similar types of benefits. Is that something that you are aware of or use?
I'm aware of it. I don't use it. I just maintain my own exercise regime. My wife and I each, she's 2 months younger than me, but we both stay very active and remain quite compatible with one another.
So you mentioned your wife. Is she a part of your retiree medical package?
I don't think it's quite as good as mine, but she's got a good plan.
So now tell me about that. Why do you think it's not quite as good as what you have?
She has a few co-pays. She takes 1 or 2 prescription meds. And I mean, her plan is very solid, but so far I think I like mine a little bit better.
Hey, well, I like to hear that. Now tell me, this year, you're down to a $0 premium, so you can't go any cheaper. I don't think you can get money back on your premiums, but are you satisfied with your plan, looking to reevaluate what plans are available to you this year?
Unless something drastically changes in the next 2 or 3 months, I would give 99% probability I will re-sign with no reason to change. They provide what I need. I mean, I get, 2 dental appointments a year free. I get an annual physical free. I get an eye exam free. I mean, what could be better?
Now, any prospective employers that are out there considering a marketplace for their retirees, what would you tell them? What advice might you give them?
Well, gosh, I mean, when anybody goes into that thing, into that marketplace, they're going to go in blind. With somebody that will walk you through that decision-making process, which is exactly what I got. I had no idea what I was getting into. I keep going back to that gentleman 3 years ago. I didn't know what I was getting into. He asked a lot of questions. Based on those answers, he made a recommendation, and it has been solid as the Rock of Gibraltar.
How long would you say that call was when you had that 3 years ago?
Oh, gosh. 45 minutes, but I'm guessing it's been some years ago. But he asked a lot of detailed questions. So
at any point, did you ever feel rushed to make a decision or pressure to pick any particular plan or carrier?
No, none whatsoever. He asked the right questions, and again, based on the answers, I think he made 3 or 4 recommendations that might fit my needs. He asked a lot of good questions.
Looking back to when you first enrolled, do you have anything that you would have changed knowing what you know now, or would you do everything the same?
I think I would do everything exactly the same. I just have had no problems at all. And one of the beauties of what I do is, I get that Medicare statement. I think it comes in around mid-November. And all I do is download that form, and then come January, I send it to VIA. I don't lift another finger. The reimbursements come in every month for my Medicare premiums. I mean, what can be easier than that?
And with $0 premiums, you're able to use those HRA dollars for other out-of-pocket expenses, right?
It goes to pay my Medicare premiums. Then every month, about the 5th day of the month, it hits my bank account, and I don't have to lift another finger till the following November.
That is great to hear. Knowing what you know now and having been a member with VIA Benefits for several years now, is there anything that you would like to share with us that we could do better, that we could change to improve the experience for our retirees?
It's easy for me because I have things preloaded. People that get these monthly prescription costs, or that can be a little burdensome. It can be a little scary to people because it's time consuming, and if you're not very comfortable with electronic communications, and it could be a little burdensome. But hey, I mean, my employer gives us $4,000 a year into our HRA. That's pretty darn valuable. Now, some people may choose to say, hey, look, I'll wait till the end of 12 months, or I think you've got 15, 3 months into the new year and accumulate all your out-of-pocket costs. But mine are done through, it's just straight through Medicare premium. So mine is as easy as it can be. Mine is a lot simpler than a lot of people's.
Would it be fair, from what I'm hearing you say, that to help keep things simple or easy, especially for those members who might not have it as straightforward as you do?
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair. But then again, how else do you do it? I mean, this is the $4,000 comes to the retired employee only after you demonstrate you've spent the money. And there's no other way to do it than to submit invoices, copies, or however you have to do it.
And do you find that process easy to manage?
Oh, it's extremely easy to manage for me.
Well, Randy, thank you so much for your time and speaking with us. It'll be really helpful for employers to hear a retiree's point of view on VIA Benefits and the experience that goes with it. So thank you again so much.
Y'all are certainly welcome, and I appreciate all y'all have done to make this retirees' last 3 years a little easier.
You've been listening to Eye on 65, a podcast by WTW. For more information on VIA Benefits and the solutions we provide, visit OptimizeRetireeBenefits.com. That's OptimizeRetireeBenefits.com.